The opening faceoff will be Michael Gillen and Mike Atwood. A couple of the top faceoff guys that we are aware of in this league. Should be a good battle today. Gillen in the Monarchs maroon / burgundy and yellow. Atwood spinning in the white with the gold shoulder caps of the St. Catharines ShockWave. And the Monarchs come out with the first possession. Sean Gillies has the ball, stepping inside the restraining lines. He's waiting for some help. He's going to stay out for an offensive shift. As Jordan Dance makes a pass through, there's a shot and a goal. Luke Laidlaw gets the Monarchs off to a fast start, 25 seconds in. What a nice play. You can see it's just a great little seal. And then heading inside with some big additions to their lineup today. Jordan Critch has joined the club in a trade from the Paris River Wolves. He'll be wearing number 8. Rob Koger, a defender, is with them. He had an insurance exam last week. Had to miss the game, but he's wearing number 15 on defense as St. Catharines comes up with this ball. And they've added Dustin Caravello. He's wearing number 12. That one looked like it went into the Monarchs bench. Toronto gets possession. They've got 8 seconds to get over. Koger looking for help. Will lob it ahead. And Jordan Dance had a hat trick last week. Dance gets it back. Hard fake on the spin. Ball's checked, knocked down. And the ShockWave have it. Nice little bounce pass, and here comes Dylan LaPrade up the floor. He rumbles on and then heads to the bench. Solid week last week for LaPrade, but Chris Atwood, the leading goal scorer in the league, had 4 last week. Can't find the top corner on that one. They've got 12 left to shoot. Atwood drops this between his legs, and Spencer James is on top of him. 4-man battle along the boards. Pops loose, just 2 to shoot. Atwood still can't pick it up. He's just going to roll it along the floor. Not a tremendous offensive possession for the ShockWave. Just one of those where you never quite get the handle on it. And the Monarchs are back the other way. Critch is up there. He moved that ball. Now cutting into Seth Laidlaw. Michael Teeter is also here for the Monarchs. Another addition. He's wearing number 66 and is catching the ball right now. Runs around the top. Passes it to the cutter. The pass and a quick shot. A nice release. And just like that, it's 2-0. Matt Lyons, veteran with lots of NLL experience. Jordan Johnson out to face off against Gillen. Love that overhead shot. Gillen so strong, just clamps down and pulls that ball out of there. Didn't even get a particularly great jump on the whistle. That one's going to roll back to the starting goaltender. Ryan Schutzkowski is in net for, Craig Wendy is in net for the Monarchs, but it is Craig Seneca making his first Arenalacrosseleague start for the St. Catharines ShockWave. Last week they had Grant Crawley in. He'll be the backup today. Dance looking to make the pass off to Muse. Wasn't there. Should go to the far side instead. Grasby drops it and has it knocked away from him. Good forecheck, stripping the ball in the stick. Still loose. Oh, and run into the boards from behind. A little chat. So Adam McGordy jumps in. Officials just getting something sorted out. They do, and we are ready to resume. Lions hands it off to Shane Scott. Got Seth Laidlaw down low. Luke Laidlaw on this side on the shooter spot. Scott thought about it. Now Luke Laidlaw will shoot. That one's well wide. And the shot clock expired at one end. Had stopped at the end that the Monarchs were looking at, so they weren't aware that it was down to a couple seconds. Laidlaw did get the shot off, but it was wide. Spencer James with a hand on the stick of Jeff Wittig, but Wittig rips it free. Wittig, the junior A-star with the St. Catharines Athletics. Gatz spinning off a check. He's getting worked over by Gillen. Running down to just 10 seconds left on the shot clock. St. Catharines hasn't produced a whole lot so far offensively, and they're jumping on him defensively. There's a shot saved by Wendy. his first touch of the ball today, and we're almost 4 minutes, we're 3.5 minutes into the game. There's Michael Teeter. And he reached out the ball, thought he'd made the 8-second count, but they call him for 8. St. Catharines with the ball, but it's popped loose. Nice check there by Jordan Critch. He was a stellar two-way player at points in his career. He is playing up in the offensive zone, but he is familiar with the back end as well. And boy, he did a nice job there. Caravello getting the ball, passing it back and forth. Up at the top with Teeter. Pass across to Gradsby. They get a reset. Gradsby down low. Thought he was going to skip pass, but Caravello shoots and scores. Dustin Caravello, his first goal in the Arena Lacrosse League, comes 4.5 minutes into his first game, and it's 3-0. The power play goal, giving the Monarchs. Arena Lacrosse League does use National Lacrosse League rules. That's one of the commonly directing his penalties you will see. Face-off team where he wants them to come. He and Atwood clamp down. Gillen didn't pull it out. Atwood tries to grab it and then flattens Sean Gillies going for the ball. It's still loose. Eventually it's picked up. Dustin Gatt comes up with it, but he throws that pass a little too far. That one gets up into the stands. Monarchs setting up on the power play. Lions is up top. They've got 22 on the shot clock. Scott shovels it over to him. Laidlaw down low. Getting some diagonal movement. The hard shot by Scott. That one's saved. Again, the hard forecheck by the Monarchs. Boy, this is a different Monarchs team than we saw last week. Scott trying to cradle with one hand, ShockWave on him, but the Monarchs keep working on it. We have a loose ball foul, and Toronto will keep possession. And now, looks like we're going to have a penalty coming. They're adamant that they're following the NLL procedure. When it comes to delay a game, if there's a possession call, you must leave the ball on the floor, and you must be out of the way. You cannot get in the way of the other team trying to take possession. So Toronto will set up with the 4-on-3 and the safety valve up high. Boy, it's tough to stop the 4-on-3 because there's so much room. Nice save there, though. Seneca turning that one aside, and there's Toronto again all over the ShockWave on the forecheck. Lyons gets it back, moving the ball around. Nice little behind the back. They come out to Lyons. He's going to let it go. Cuts inside, shot. Did not touch the goalie, so no fresh 30 if the Monarch get it back, which they know they don't. It's picked up. Loose ball grabbed out of space. Brandon Penner moves it up the floor, hands it off to Gatt. That's Dylan Gatt. His brother Dustin plays in the back end. Toronto gets it. There's some pressure from the ShockWave now. The Monarchs make it across mid-floor with a couple of seconds to spare. And Gradsby will hand it off. Michael Teeter setting up top. They get their fifth guy out. It's going to be Shane Scott. And he is staying up. He started to head down into the formation. Now realizes he is the safety outlet. Movement. Oh, what a save by Seneca on the Gradsby shot. Thought Muse may have wanted to let that one rip, but he made the one more pass across, and Seneca was able to get back over. They're scooped up again, though. Gradsby has it, and the Monarchs maintain possession. Easily clear the center line. Scott with a nifty little move. Gets by Brian Neufeld. Neufeld's going to put a bit of a check on Matt Lyons, and he's going to stay out there. That pass too high. Boy, the Monarchs could be up by more, but they're having a little bit of trouble finishing. Still, they lead 3-0 as we near the 7-minute mark into this first quarter of Arena Lacrosse League action. And St. Catharines back to full strength and setting up on the offensive end. Dylan Gatt has it. He's had the ball in his stick a lot. We're going to have an illegal pick, moving pick against the ShockWave, and again, Toronto has the ball. Gillen running it forward. Boy, we expected to see an improved Monarchs team from last week, and we certainly have. The additions helping out Critch and Teeter and Koger. Can't even keep track of them all. Caravello, 4 big additions, but the whole team playing a lot better. talk to one of their coaches. There's a cut right in front of the goal. Michael Teeter with his first all goal. There's a nice little pass play, and Teeter finishes it off. That's just a beauty. Just at the midway point of the first quarter. Atwood jumped. It'll be St. Catharines' possession. And Atwood's actually possibly a little lucky because he kind of rolled that ball away. Had it in his stick. It was called a possession for the Monarchs, and he did roll it a bit, but he was just kind of dropping it. Refs know game management too. It's only human to sense a team's down 4-0. You don't want to give them another penalty to kill. That ball is almost scooped up by Scott. He does eventually get it. Only 4 left to shoot. So Grasby's going to let it fly. That bouncer fooled Seneca, and the Monarchs get it back. Jordan Critch jumped on the loose ball, and Matthew Lyons will come out and set up with the fresh 30. Oh, that pass is too high, though. Just skips off the stick of Dance. Mike Atwood looking to get the ball up floor. He'll make a penalty coming to the Monarchs. Interesting to see, usually when it's a transition situation, you've got too many men, but I only saw 4 Monarchs on the floor. There's a shot by Wittig. That one never gets to the net. Reed Board will go over and serve the penalty. The ShockWave with 6:25 to go in the first quarter here will try to claw back from the 4-0 deficit they faced so far against the Toronto Monarchs. Again, the Monarchs stayed in last week's game because Craig Wendy was brilliant. And then they started to get their game together in the third quarter and really good in the fourth. Pulled out the 12-11 win. St. Catharines in a tight game last week with Peterborough. Gillen taking his time. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. The one in the offensive zone is frozen. Gillen thought about going to the net. He still got 12 seconds and scores. Michael Gillen just fights off a bevy of St. Catharines ShockWave players. Goes to the net and 5-0. The short-handed goal now. They've scored even strength. They've scored on the power play now, adding a shorty. Gillen and Atwood in there battling away. Atwood pulls it back. It bounces free, and it's going to be Toronto possession. Officials timeout. We will take a break. As Toronto was called for an illegal substitution. A lob bounce pass leading Critch nicely. That ball bounces loose. In the corner, battle ensuing. Lyons tying his man up. Petter jumps in there to try and get it and kind of sits on top of Lyons. And they're going to say Lyons trapped it under him, which technically he did. Accurate call. Everyone's just kind of collapsing on top of the ball there. Here come the ShockWave. Atwood takes it from Gatt. Wittig gets it back up top. He's going to let it fly. That one's high. They say no overbacks. It touched the goaltender, but it's scooped up by Critch. Hits the trailer. There's a shot and a save. Craig Seneca not doing too badly considering he's down 5-0 here. He has faced some good chances. Hustled back by Spencer James as he comes off the bench, jumps on top of Brian Neufeld. Anthony Patterson at the top of the power play. Waiting across to Atwood, who shoots off the foot, the side, the very edge of the foot of Craig Wendy. St. Catharines has it set up with the fresh 30. We're back to 5-on-5. And the shot by the ShockWave just as Reed Board was running back into the play. They have to get it across center, and they make it with about a second to spare. Teeter just evades the check of Johnson. That ball is knocked free, though, from Grasby, and the ShockWave have it. They're heading up the floor. They've got some numbers, but now the Monarchs get their guys out in a hurry to take away the chance. Brandon Slade up top, hands it off now. Still 5-0, 3:45 to go, and a picked off pass. Running under it is Jordan Dance. Nice hustle back by a pair of ShockWave players to take away that chance. That was Johnson and Pedwell, or LaPrade, sorry. Here comes Laidlaw. He gets a pick from Lyons. The roll is there. Trying to get it through. He gets a big hit. And the goal, Brendan Muse. Right on top of the crease. And Lyons with the pick to open some space. And then just drawing defenders. Johnson trying to win it, but Gillen comes out with the ball. It will be St. Catharines' possession, though. Dead ball contact on Gat. Not sure whether it was delay of game or... That's a tricky one with that quick restart. The referees really have to be on top of it. It's a challenge for them. I mean, the job is hard for them anyway, but that is a challenge because they have to blow play in. If they're giving possession to a team, that team wants to start. It's a quick start. They're supposed to be ready to go. So a player has to be able to check a guy who's advancing the ball. But, if they do check him before play's been blown in, technically it's delay a game for checking a guy who is, when play hasn't been blown in, but he's moving. It's hard to just let him go. Not quite sure the solution, but that pass gets away. Gillen, lob pass ahead. Caravello runs onto it. Wittig is hustling back. Nice save. Craig Seneca gets it. That one goes up into the crowd. A lot of balls heading out as souvenirs today. Monarchs will get it. Nice hustle by Caravello. And boy, when you have Jordan Critch and Dustin Caravello coming out the back door, as Toronto has had on several occasions today, you got some really dangerous transition players because of their skill set. Both have plenty of experience up in the front end. Shane Scott fights his way through the check and then back to Grasby. Nice play. Shane Scott, who last week looked like he was maybe trying to do a bit too much. This week he battles through, fights his way down to the net, and then just flings it back. There's 107 left, but we are 5-on-5. Same rules as mentioned as the National Lacrosse League, so coincidental minors, you do not play 4-on-4 lacrosse. I kind of like it because I like the extra space, but we will see 5-on-5 here, and then after the penalties expire, the players will be eligible to return at the next stoppage in play. Obviously, they can't run out once the time winds out. Neufeld setting up at the top. Johnson's the last man to come, Andrew DeRick is the last man to come out and join. They hit the cutter as he's falling. That shot from Kyle Pedwell. St. Catharines moving around the outside. Neufeld with it. Takes the shot. That one's wide. Just 2 on the shot clock. So Adam McGordy will wisely just let that ball sit there and the time expire. Laidlaw picks it up and runs it over center. Just getting their 5th attacker on now. It's Shane Scott on the far side. They pick him up. He was hoping to drift in unnoticed. He gets the pass now. Penalty coming. Looks like it's going to be a hold on St. Catharines as Caravello is snagged. And it's a power play for the Toronto Monarchs, who lead 7-0 coming up to the final minute of play here in the first quarter of game 1 of week 2 in the Arenalacrosseleague, the inaugural season. Nice pickup by Shane Scott. That's a really highly skilled little play. Then the fake gets over to Laidlaw. The roll, they try to make the skip pass, doesn't get there. It's going to go over and back. It'll be St. Catharines' possession, 1:35 to go in the penalty. Just 46.2 in the first quarter. They pick it up in the corner, and Wittig will throw it back, and now we have a penalty coming to Toronto, just like that. Wittig hears the calls from his teammates, and he pulls out as they go to 5-on-5 with the extra attacker. They've got 11 left on the shot clock. Nice little shot through a screen by Patterson, and then it's scooped up, and St. Catharines gets it back. Great shovel pass by Gat. Patterson with the shot, but Wendy with the save, and Toronto will get the ball. Stopping play with 14.8 seconds to go. Now we will see some 4-on-4 action. Illegal cross check called against Adam McGordy. So with 1:03 left on the St. Catharines penalty, we'll see 63 seconds. of 4-on-4 action, barring further penalties. St. Catharines with the ball, 12 seconds left in the quarter. They do have the extra attacker out, and the goalie pulled. Wittig knocked down by Patterson, and then Gillen flattens Jeff Wittig. St. Catharines gets the ball back. Oh, what a save by Wendy to keep the streak intact for Toronto here. It's 7-0. It'll be Johnson and Gillen. Gillen taking all the faceoffs. Toronto very successful, and it is 7-0 for the Monarchs. 7 different goal scorers, but Jordan Critch, one of the new additions, leads the team with 3 points on 3 assists. They have a bunch of guys with a goal and an assist. And we are 4-on-4, but St. Catharines gets the ball to start, so they'll have a chance to try and creep back into this one. Neufeld looking for a cutter. Tries to get it through to Gatt, doesn't connect, and Wendy is looking up the floor. We saw last week he can throw it, but that is not a very good pass. He was running out of time, but it is picked off by Slade. Slade's going to leave it for Neufeld. Their penalty will end. There's a shot by Atwood, ticks off the post. I was going to say it will end before the shot clock, but wrap check attempt, and Neufeld does get it. Hits the cutter, Gatt. Has Atwood up top, but it's loose. Toronto trying to come up with it. Neufeld working hard to try and get the ball. Nicely kicked along to himself. There's Gillen with the big hit on the loose ball. Perfectly acceptable within the range of the ball on the floor. So he just makes the physical play, comes out with it. He's got Brendan Muse. He's going to shoot. No, behind the back, a little low for Muse. Shane Scott will go for a run to the far side. He's got some room, but Houpy picking him up, and there's some help. LaPrade, and that may just get, no, it doesn't quite. Shane Scott with the shot, bounces off of Grant Crawley, who's come in relief of Craig Seneca, almost got it up into the mesh, which would have, of course, been a possession for Toronto. Instead, the ShockWave have it. They've got 3 seconds left on the power play. Not likely to shoot. Now they can think about it. There's a cut, a shot. Wendy goes high. I don't think it touched him. So, yeah, just 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Behind the back pass is picked off by Sean Gillies. He's looking up the floor. Flings it, and it's caught by Critch. Teeter with the fake pass across the middle. He's going to wait for it. They finally get everyone all out onto the front into the offensive zone. Laidlaw over to Teeter. He's going to get a pick from Dance. Teeter's shot goes up into the mesh. Stick-on-stick contact through his aim off, and it'll be St. Catharines' ball coming the other way. Atwood saw Shane Scott coming and was ready to run into him if he had to. Mike Atwood is a bull in a china shop when he's got the ball. He is so strong, and he has really good hands. That one bounces wide, being chased down by Caravello. He's got a lead man, gets it to him. Oh, just skips out of the stick of Laidlaw. And he went through the crease, so was near the ball, so it will be St. Catharines' possession. A lot of times the refs won't even wait for the player to pick it up. If you go through the crease and you go in the vicinity to play the ball, they'll just blow it down right there, which makes sense. Neufeld with the shot, trying to catch Wendy off guard, and almost did. Oh, and just off the tip of Andrew Durick's stick and into the bench on the St. Catharines side. So Toronto with the 7-0 lead gets the ball back, and we're 3:17, 3:20 into the second quarter. No scoring in this period. Laidlaw gets a return pass. Trying to work the two-man game. Nice work there by Alec Tamas. Runs his man into the boards after the play. Seth Laidlaw with it. Pass through, connects. Lyons goes cross-hander, but that one's stopped by Crawley. ShockWave trying to push the pace. Boy, they need to get some goals in a hurry if they can eat away at this 7-0 lead. Atwood's shot is wide. Neufeld is stopped by Wendy, who hasn't been tested a lot, but he has been ready whenever he's faced it. They've got a man off the bench. Teeter catches it. Nice fake and scores. Michael Teeter becomes the first 2-goal scorer today. We saw Wendy making second save at the other end that led to that breakout opportunity, and eventually the goal that made it 8-0 for Toronto over the St. Catharines ShockWave. We got 10:40 to go here in the second quarter. I'm Stephen Stamp from the Tribute Community Center. And eventually St. Catharines gets it off to the offensive players. Brandon Petter moving, and there's Wittig. He's checked. We're going to have a call. Wittig with his momentum already going towards the net, went down. And St. Catharines on the power play. Atwood, there it is. The ShockWave are on the board. Neufeld buries the pass from Atwood. He was close. It'll be interesting to see as we take another look exactly how close Wendy gets to this, because it was pretty close. But Neufeld puts it in the perfect spot just above knee height, where the leg coming across low is going to be at an angle where the foot will be there before the knee. Gillen swats it ahead, but it's picked up there by LaPrade. He gets it to Atwood, rolls away from him, but he's got time. He'll scoop it up. Neufeld, who just scored, making it 8-1, has the ball. Atwood from outside. He loves the mid to high these days. That's going to be an over and back, but they'll play possession as Gillen tries to pick it up now. Atwood rips the stick out of Gillen's hands. They were kind of getting into it a little bit after the play. Chris Atwood has a knack for annoying the people he plays against. He is out there playing some defense. He'll pick up a man coming off the bench as the Monarchs move it around the outside. Scott cuts to the middle. That's too high. Hughes lobs it over to Laidlaw. Looking for his cousin. That's Luke right there who catches it and scores on the behind the back floater. Grant Crawley just taps Chris Atwood on the head. It bounced off of Atwood, I believe. That's a strange one. We're going to have to watch this again. That is Seth Laidlaw with the ball now. He's going to throw it to the far side, and then Luke will pick it up. Oh, and it goes off the body of Atwood. Stare at each other, rolls down his arm. Really? We're down 8-1, and that has to happen? Gillen going down to a knee for this one, and Atwood takes it. He's running in on goal. Loses it. Nice little strip check. As Atwood rumbled in, and he can be quite effective. He's known for his defense and face-off prowess and his goaltending. He's been quite a goalie back in the day. But boy, he can get down there and do some things on the transition. He did a nice job there, but just lost it. Lions watched by LaPrade. Nice pickup of that low pass. And then the whip across doesn't quite get through. That was Grasby firing it. There's a shot by the Lions right on top of the crease. It goes wide. Shot clock expires. St. Catharines back the other way. 9-1. 8.5 to go in the second quarter. The Toronto Monarchs running away with this game, but there's a lot of time to go. 38 minutes left in regulation. Saved by Wendy. Of course, they've got to deal with Craig Wendy. There you go. That's what we're used to seeing. Wittig plays the ball in the crease. We have a man down. It looks like Dylan Gatt is on the floor. He is up, making his way under his own power to the bench, but he's got his helmet off. Looks like he goes straight to the room as he is clutching his right arm to his chest, to his stomach. Goes to see the trainer. He's going to be in the hallway. Big save by Wendy. We've seen that acrobatic athleticism. MVP of the OLA Senior B League last year. There's just loading up and firing it. Crawley gets that one as Dance let it go. Had some space, just kind of opened up for him. Scott with the hard pass. Dance is knocked to the floor by Pitchell. Fresh 30 with about 18 left now. That one skips. That's a high shot by Pitchell. He flattens Dance coming across the middle, and we might have a fight here. Grasby has gone after Pitchell to stand up for his teammate. Everyone else is clearing out. Pitchell throwing some punches, still has his helmet on as Grasby came after him. Boy, Nick Grasby. I love to talk about the famed Grasby triple threat. And Jordan Dance now has some words for Pitchell as Pitchell hits him. Here's the play. Gets up. Okay, so we've got 5 up. 5 minutes has gone up on the St. Catharines side. So it looks like Pitchell is getting a 5. And then Nick Grasby, there's a deuce up for him, but he is grabbing his gear. He may be out of here. You know, they're okay with him coming to the aid of his teammate Jordan Dance. None too happy to get flattened the way he was. Now, be 4-on-4, and in 2 minutes, barring any other penalties, we will see the Toronto player come out. It looks like, is Pitchell gone as well? Andrew DeRick has come over, looking like he's serving Pitchell's penalty. And I don't see Pitchell in the box anymore. We'll wait for the announcement. Again, it's 9-1, and we are midway through the second quarter. Seth Laidlaw trying to get away from Houtby. He's going to throw it over the far side. There's a little bit of a pitchfork play. And they pass across. Can't be caught by Scott. He was in the crease, and he knows it. He didn't want to play the ball, but it was right in front of him, so he scooped it up. And when they called it, he put it right down. He'll head off. .125 to go in the Toronto penalty, being served by Robert Koger. And again, Jordan Johnson Andrew DeRick serving for St. Catharines. Big save by Wendy on the diving attempt by Gatt. And then Gatt chops at the leg of Dustin Caravello. Caravello gave him a bit of a shot as he went by, as he was down. And you can see here, Caravello is just going to walk out. We're not going to see it. Caravello walks by and did give him a little tap, but the swing with the stick. And Alec Tamas is back in the penalty box. We're 4-on-3 here. When we have a break, I'll go over the penalties, which were just announced. Outlet pass is handed away, and here comes Toronto back. They've got numbers. They're 4-on-2. The cutter shoots, scores. Beautiful play. And finishing it off is Matt Pelkey. And smartly, because a bit of a give and go, passes it off. They keep the ball moving. Shane Scott hits him and just keeps running to the net. Smart, nice play by right Pelkey. In stride, beats Grant Crawley, and it is 10-1. We do not take the officials' timeout because it is a goal. So next stoppage it will be taken. And Anthony Patterson, it's Patterson, not Tamas, that got the last one. He is released on that goal. So we go to 4-on-4 again. And Gillen looked like he'd lost a faceoff, but keeps fighting after it. And eventually they do come up with the ball. It's going to be Dustin Caravello. We'll hand it off and head forward. Critch is up for an offensive set as well. And Brendan Muse wants the ball, gets it. Laidlaw to Caravello. Muse tried to hit a cutter in front, but Critch couldn't quite reach it. There's Laidlaw with a shot. Crawley's got that. He's looking up the floor. Too many men being called. No, the slash being called, sorry. As they're heading to the bench. Didn't quite make it all the way over. So, back to 4-on-3. Toronto will actually go to 5-on-3 in 6 seconds. Which makes the chances of the next stoppage being a goal pretty high, which means we would still not get our officials' timeout. Lions down low. Scott fakes, then passes across. Might have got a little too fancy trying to get it over to Dance. There's Houtby. A nice defensive play to pin his man on the boards without being overly zealous in drawing a penalty. Lions' shot is stopped. It's buried in the equipment of Crawley. Now it pops out. It's St. Catharines' possession. Dance will put a little pressure on Houtby. Nice little bounce pass, making that one look easy. It can go awry in that situation, though. Gadd has run into the boards. He's running around, makes the pass out. That one's scooped up. 17 seconds left in the first penalty. Monarchs trying to get the ball loose. And there's a shot with 6 on the shot clock by Brandon Slade. 8 left in the first penalty. Well, the second penalty is the 2-minute penalty by Gat that will expire. Still 2:12 to go in the major to Pitchell. Oh, we actually were staying 5-on-3 because there was another 2-minute penalty, the slash, waiting to be added. It was stacked. That shot by Scott is well wide, and the shot clock will run out. Caravello whips it into the corner just before the buzzer sounds for the 30. Smart play. Saves the over and back and forces St. Catharines to run the ball out to their own end. So 1:34 to go in the one penalty. We're down to 4:15 left in the first half. It's 10-1 for Toronto. Patterson staying up top. Toronto content to let him just stand up there. Now he's going to try and make his way down. Just when they got a little flat-footed. 4 seconds left. Patterson shoots. Wendy with the stop. Aiming for a reset, but that was a tricky little shot down by the feet of Wendy. And Toronto's back on the 5-on-3. Dance to Lions. They're just playing catch at the top for now. Here comes Gat. Dance goes down, shoots, save, bounces out. Gat couldn't control it, and the Monarchs get a fresh 30. There's the pass to the cutter. Lions thought about shooting, passed it down to Scott. Instead, it gets tipped away. There's a lob lead pass. That's a beauty by Grant Crawley. Alec Tamas runs it up and leaves it there for Gat. This one comes to Wittig. Gillen checks him, but Wittig gets by, gets the shot off. There's the outlet pass from Wendy. Just a touch too far, but he runs onto it. There's a shot and a save by Crawley. Nice effort getting that one up to Reed Board. Crawley with possession will make the short pass this time to Houtby. Nice effort by Board. He had to hustle to get that one off before Jordan Houtby could get the stick check on him. One penalty's expired, 10 seconds left in the other. They can kill the rest of it just before the shot clock ends. Patterson flings the ball in behind, and eventually Wendy will come up with it. Short handoff to Gillen. Nice catch by Pelkey. Boy, Pelkey's becoming an offensive player. He's staying out there. No, now he's going to the bench. Cutter, shot, bit of a change-up, but Crawley was able to adjust to it. That was Dance taking that one. Some pressure from Teeter as well, and now here come the ShockWave back the other way. Just over 2 minutes to go here. We still haven't taken our officials' time out. One of the shot clocks just expired. If that's what if you're hearing it over the broadcast, it wasn't the correct one. There's 8 seconds left still for St. Catharines. Shot and a save by Wendy. Boy, Wendy's seeing the Toronto defense is doing a really nice job of letting Wendy see shots this week that he wants to see. And he's stopping everything. There's a nice quick stick, but that one's stopped. Some pushing and shoving in the corner. They'll come out, they resume. Ball's on the floor. A little spin to avoid the worst of that check by Laidlaw. Muse looking for someone to get the ball to. And the 30 will expire down the far end. Penalty coming. I don't think we're going to get the officials' timeout. I think they've just either forgotten or given up on it. So I'll try and squeeze in the explanation. Nick Grasby jumped to the aid of his teammate. He got 2 minutes for roughing or instigating, 5 for fighting, 2 for instigating, 5 for fighting in a game misconduct. Pitchell got 5 for fighting, and he got a 5-minute major in game misconduct for the original hit. Now we have a too many men call. So St. Catharines, 58.8 to go to try to get within 8. Given that it was 7-0 after the first quarter, obviously it's a 3-1 quarter here has been closer, but boy, St. Catharines, not really the peak of their game today. The Monarchs playing awfully well. Atwood, pass across. Oh, what a save. Wendy leaves the back foot trailing on the floor. Neufeld tried to go far post, and Wendy was there to stop it. Critch gets it up into the offensive zone. 20 on the shot clock, 31 now on the game clock. Toronto's going to kill a bunch of time and then just take a shot late in the shot clock, one would imagine. St. Catharines trying to get some pressure on them. Shot with 5 left, goes straight to a Monarch, bounces off Crawley. Toronto gets possession again. Boy, everything is going Toronto's way today. They're getting bounces. You create a lot of your own luck, but boy, things are working out well for them. Shot by Dance is loose. Crawley grabs it. His first half will expire as Dance a little push on the back of Dylan Gatt. So St. Catharines on the power play for the next 2 minutes or less. Rob Coker goes to serve as the in-home. Oh, and there's a pair of penalties. So we'll see what the announcement is, because there are 2 penalties, which makes it 5-on-3. So Jordan Helpy's at the top, and Chris Atwood is at the goal side, and he scores 4-on-3. Boy, you are going to have a tough time when they get the ball to Chris Atwood, and he just tucks that one home. Nice diagonal ball movement, and then the horizontal pass. Still waiting to hear the announcement of the penalties. Not sure. So it's 11-4. Delay game. We'll see what the other one was. Toronto gets the ball in the face-off. Jordan Critch thinking about going to the net. They tell him to slow it down. They're going to try and kill some time here. 1:28 left in the penalty. Mike Atwood going over, checking Michael Gillen. Gillen going through everybody. He scored one like this earlier. Crawley makes the save this time, though, and Gillen's in the crease. Nice job by Gillen to not only avoid the goalie, but make it clear he was avoiding the goalie. That ball skips away from Neufeld. Gillies picks it up. He's got a couple of men on him. Throws it over his back. Nice little hustle by Laidlaw. They've got to get across center, and he makes it with about a second to spare. And now he's one-on-one with Hoopy. He'll spin back around. Nice wheels by Laidlaw, jumping on his horse. He did look like he was trotting there for a bit. Now Shane Scott with it. Thought about the shot, pulls it back in. You know he'd love to take that one, but with 12 seconds left on the shot clock, smart decision. Now he's going to get one off. Actually, he's going to swing around again and just roll it in the corner. Shane Scott with a nice penalty kill. 37 seconds left. St. Catharines with 30 seconds left on the power play. Neufeld's going to go up high, and Patterson, hard pass across. Neufeld didn't have it in the stick before he tried to shoot. Here come the Monarchs. Lyons coming off the bench, but he is picked up by Dustin Gatt. Pelkey gets it ahead to Lyons. Right on the crease. Teeter, though, too close. Stepped on the line. I think he was instinctively signaling to his coach to throw the challenge flag. We don't have challenge flags here in the Arenalacrosseleague. That is one difference with the NLL. There just aren't the facilities in place everywhere to do it. Maybe down the road that'll happen. Nice play, tipped away by Koger, hustling after it. Neufeld swats it past. And Caravello couldn't quite come up with it. The ShockWave get it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. There's a save on the shot from the outside. So the ref very alertly recognizing that the 30-second shot clock operator had reset the clock when it shouldn't have, so he got the count going. And St. Catharines heard him, took the shot. That one bounces off the defender. Atwood trying to make the cheeky little pass, didn't get it through, but he does get the ball back. 16 to shoot. Pedwell kind of loses control of that one. St. Catharines once again with the ball, but only 3 to shoot. Pedwell rips it a little bit wide. Caravello retreats behind his goal line. Now lobs it ahead to Critch. Pass down low. Dance is looking for someone, finally gets to the far side. Now comes to Critch, who rips it, top corner. But Crawley gets the shoulder up. And the Monarchs are being very careful about their changes. You can see the staff. And that may be a factor as Wittig cuts to the net. It's 11-5. 1:41 to go here in the third quarter. And the ShockWave pull within 6. Monarchs would like to get something going again. That shot by McGordy stopped, though. He did have one in transition earlier. Ball's still loose on the ground, and they're going to call too many men. And they had the bench door open and one player standing. I think it was Brian Neufeld, had 1 foot on the bench and one on the floor. And I think that's what they were calling, that he was needed to have the door closed and be staying in his bench. We're underway. Matt Lyons up top. Scott goes up top to Lyons. Tried to go backdoor quick stick. Muse was ready for it, but it got tipped away. Now Helpy running the floor. He's one-on-one. He's going to slow it down, wait for somebody to come and join him. He'll head to the bench. Final minute of play here in the third quarter. 11-5 Toronto. I'm Steven Stamp bringing you this JVI Sports Network production of Arenalacrosseleague action. There's another save by Wendy. Boy, he is so graceful. That one looked a little awkward as he got kind of leaning back and the ball stuck between his stick and his foot. Had to try and keep the ball protected there and managed to do so. Still on the power play. 35 to go in the period. Caravello thought about the shot. Laidlaw's thinking he'll take it. It was knocked down, picked up, breakaway. All alone, but hustling back and then running over his goalie was Seth Laidlaw. He gives Craig Wendy a tap. Nice wheels by Petter, but the pressure put on by Laidlaw. 10 seconds in the period. Still in the power play. Toronto would like to get a goal here. Scott's going to fake across. Shot by Teeter. That one stopped. 2 seconds. And that will do it for quarter number 3. The Monarchs will start the final 15 minutes with an 11-5 lead. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. Toronto Monarchs 11, St. Catharines ShockWave 5. 34 seconds remain in the Toronto penalty. So Gillen's going to try and get this. He draws it back through his legs and it's scooped up. Monarchs have possession. Caravello takes it. McGordy will head to the bench. That one skips away from Muse momentarily. Moving on around the perimeter. Scott to Lyons. Gets it straight back and fires that hard one, but Crawley swallows it up. It's in the gear. Here come the ShockWave the other way. 6 seconds left in their penalty, in the Toronto penalty, or in the St. Catharines penalty, and they throw it away. Helpy, who's been very good today. A bit of a mistake there, and Shane Scott rips one from in close. But it's saved, sent the other way. Johnson wants the pass. What a pickoff. Great play by Matt Lyons, and here come the Monarchs. They still can't score. Dustin Caravello. Oh, that pass, the one-arm fling, skips off a ShockWave player, and Chris Atwood will set up Neufeld, gets it back, save Wendy, and then he points the loose ball out to Dustin Caravello. Man, Wendy is on top of his game. Last summer, this winter, he is making a case for being the best goalie outside the National Lacrosse League. Zach Higgins, of course, has a lot to say about that right now as well. Low shot from Dance doesn't get through. They have to extricate the ball from Crawley's equipment. Now the ShockWave get it up over center. We're a minute and a half in to the fourth quarter here at the Tribute Community Center. There's a shot by Slade, but nice job getting a stick on it by the Toronto defender. And here comes Crawford. Oh, he misses wide, just going to roll all the way up to Durick. And he's immediately pushing the pace, but they're 3-on-3. And the Toronto player's the next one to get back there. That's Jordan Critch. Boy, Critch is having himself a game. Koger hauls down Neufeld. St. Catharines bench wanted a holding call. Maybe with some justification. It's a close one, though. Again, we can see up here a certain amount. We get a good angle from up top here, but the referee's right down in the play. Generally do get it right more often than not. That shot stopped, but it's a fresh 30 for the Monarchs. They're going to lob it all the way to the top. Pelkey just out on the floor. He's going to head back to the bench as they set up the five-man offensive unit. Seth Laidlaw creating space for Lyons, who goes through everybody. Saved by Crawley. Penalty coming. It's going to be a slash. Lyons up top. Well, last week my partner in crime, color commentator Ryan McMichael, really wanted the Monarchs to use Matt Lyons more, and he got more involved as the game went on, and he's been a big part of it, but he throws that one away. Well, it's picked off by Houtby, scooped up nicely by Dance, who gets it back to Lyons. They've got 10 to shoot, but Lyons will take it now. Crawley stops. He's got a man up the floor. Gets a bounce pass ahead. Oh, and just skips away from Johnson. Lyons was back, making the pass, not an easy one for Crawley. He couldn't quite thread it through. They get the pressure back down. Shane Scott scores. Boy, he has been working hard. You can see he's going to pass it and just get it back after a couple more and pulls that one near side. He loves the far side shot, but this one he's going to just kind of turn the wrists over and pull it to the near post. Gillen pulls it out again. Can his teammates get the win for him? It's still loose. Look for a second like Petter was going to get it, but eventually it's the Monarchs with possession. Adam McGordy having a strong game, goes to the net, lands in the crease. May have wanted to pull that one out, but he's got a taste of the scoring life earlier in the game. Here's Anthony Patterson whipping up into the offensive zone. He's going to stay there. Gets the ball back. Tried to hit to Neufeld, went off the boards, and Neufeld did get it. Then actually looked like he had Wendy beat. Coming back near side, had a spot, but looked like it may have gone off the post. Nice play by Neufeld. Now Teeter with the ball. There's a shot by Dance. Crawley has no problem with that one. Again, the outlet pass. Got a lot of running going on here in the fourth quarter. ShockWave trying to push their way back into this game, trying to make something happen, trailing by 7. It was 7-0 for the Monarchs at one point. So since then, obviously a 5-5 game, and now a 6-5 game since then as Wittig buries another goal. Jeff Wittig, a nice play to get his third of the day as he just tucks that one to go here in the fourth quarter. Gillen rips it out, and it is grabbed by Caravello. Sean Gillies will get it across center and then pass it off to Teeter. Actually passed it just before center. Dance cuts to the inside, looking for somebody to pass to. It's Caravello. He tosses one over. They get it back to Caravello, stopped by the leg of Crawley. Comes straight to Critch, who scores. Top shelf, Crawley going down. He tucks it over the shoulder. Tell you, Jordan Critch is having himself a game. Nice finish on that ball that just bounces straight out to lefty. The stick is on the head of the stick on the far side. Couldn't get over to it. Gillen, great job to pop that one out of Atwood's stick. Then Gillen throws Dylan LePrade's stick down the floor. Here's the outlet pass for the Monarchs. And Caravello is just waiting for his teammates to get on the floor. 20 on the shot clock. Shane Scott, little dangle. Looking for the pass across. Quick release by Muse, goes wide. Eventually the ShockWave come up with it. Neufeld looking for the trailer. Here comes Atwood, wide open, that's dangerous, and he makes them pay. Boy, nice job by the ShockWave getting their players off, by Neufeld seeing where the dangerous player was coming, and by Atwood getting open, and the Monarchs just And it's so hard when you get a big lead to stay sharp. And the ShockWave get the ball again. They're starting to get face-offs. They're starting to win the loose ball battles, getting some bounces. Not the last one at the other end where Caravello's rebound came straight out to Critch, but there's a hard low shot by Neufeld. That one's stopped by Wendy. You saw that all the way. But Wittig gets it back. The youngster with a hat trick today, and they get it to Atwood. Well, behind the back whip shot. Doesn't get through. Loose ball foul as McGordy just ran over his man while the ball was loose in the air. Atwood waiting. Wittig takes it from Slade and is going to let one fly. Wendy stops him and it comes straight out to Slade. He scores. Converts that rebound much like the bounce at the other end. And Slade, nice hands. He was a star with the Brock Badgers, and now he's going to show some slick hands and nice footwork. Just keeps moving. Atwood's been winning a lot of faceoffs. They need another one from him. He's on it. He's got his stick underneath Gillen, but then rips it out. Runs into Spencer Janes. That's a lot of beef colliding there with Atwood and Janes. But it's Petter that comes out with it. And 8:05 to go. ShockWave have the ball and momentum on their side. Atwood. Critch on him. Big check or pick from DeRick. And there's a bounce shot and a goal. It's 13-9. The ShockWave are creeping back. There's that big pick by DeRick. Curious to see if we see a timeout by Caravello from the Monarchs. It's going to be Toronto possession as there was a face-off violation. And they almost throw it away, but nice job to hang on to it. Oh, almost getting the shot in with Seth Laidlaw. Laidlaw had to block it with his body and then took the return pass after giving it away. Now we have a penalty coming. Oh, what a cross-hander. Brendan Muse gets the stick, head of the stick all the way across to the far side. The lefty 14-9. That's a big goal for the Monarchs. Reaches it over. Momentum was mostly going the way of the ShockWave. We have exactly 7.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Next stoppage will be the officials' timeout. Everybody's getting in on the battle for the loose ball, and eventually it's Critch that comes out with it. Teeter slowing things down a bit. Critch is up on the offensive end. Hope strips it. Critch will get there first. 10 on the shot clock. Critch gets it off to Teeter, who's going to shoot wide. He'll bounce all the way out to Caravello. Oh, and instead of taking the shot, he makes the pass that almost resulted in a great scoring opportunity for Jordan Critch. Heads up play by Caravello to realize he had time, but really heads up play by Jordan Houpy to be ready on the defensive end to take away that scoring chance. Cat goes down to catch that. It's a bit high for Atwood. Ryan Neufeld tries to roll it to the far side. Stopped by Wendy, and he has to pounce on the rebound. Gets the outlet pass. McGordy will see what he can make happen. One cutter goes through, and Laidlaw wants it, but it's the second cutter he tries to hit. That one's off the boards. Here comes Neufeld. Gillies hustling with him. Oh, that one's just wide. Bounces out, picked up. Oh, LaPre and Pedwell can't find the back of the net. Golden chances for St. Catharines, and they miss on both shots. Reed Board's just going to slow it down a little bit. $15 on the shot clock as Teeter throws it into the corner. Oh, nifty move. Dance can't quite finish. We have a penalty coming. Welcome back to Lacrosse, friends. 5:40 to go and a 5-goal differential. The Monarchs have the ball and the power play. Moving it around, Lions Passes it up top. Scott with a hard pass, skips away from Luke Laidlaw. He tries to get it to cousin Seth, but it skips away, low pass. Penalty coming to the Monarchs. That's 8 seconds, 9, 10 seconds. Eventually, they call the 8-second count. Chris Atwood leads all scorers with 2 goals and 5 assists, and he is down low. Now he's rolling up to the shooter spot for the St. Catharines Shockwave. That shot comes out. Gillen tries to grab it. Goes to Atwood. He misses. It's going to bounce out along the boards and get away from Caravello. Brian Neufeld will get it. Boy, 14 goals for the Monarchs, and they are spread out. Nobody with more than 2. There's a shot by Wittig, who's got 3, leading all players. Lob pass ahead to Caravello. Brendan Muse with 2 goals. Luke Laidlaw, they've got 2 goals and an assist each. There's a shot by Muse going for his 3rd. That one was stopped by Crawley, and the pass comes to Pedder the other way. 2-on-1 with Atwood. And great heads-up play by Jason Crawford. He was taking Chris Atwood all the way and letting Wendy deal with the shooter. Brandon Pedder coming up in transition. Slade passes that one off. There's a shot by Patterson. It bounces into the stands and back out onto the floor. But yeah, Muse with 2-1. Luke Laidlaw with 2-1. Michael Teeter with 2-1. And then 8 other players with goals. Jordan Critch, Justin Caravello, Shane Scott, Michael Gillen, Matt Lyons, Nick Grasby, Matt Pelkey, and Adam McGordy. Jordan Critch and Justin Caravello actually lead the Monarchs in scoring with a goal and 3 assists each. Teeter down low. Monarchs taking their time. Oh, what a catch by Lyons, and the shot. One-handed reaching up with the stick with a couple of men on him. He still managed to get the ball and get a shot off. Get some congrats as he hits the bench. 15 left on the Toronto penalty. See if St. Catharines tries to get a shot before the player is going to come out of the bench. The penalty box. Atwood will let it rip, scores! Atwood goes top corner, buries it past Wendy. It's 14-10. Penalty comes out, and you can see Atwood just loads it up. Gillen and Atwood. This has been quite a battle. I mentioned at the beginning of the day, these are 2 of the better face-off men in the Arenalacrosseleague, and they have really fought. Gillen dominating the first half. Atwood gets another one as he has controlled it largely in the second half. Neufeld has the ball for St. Catharines, rolls it up top to Slade. Slade has a couple of goals. There's a shot from the outside. That one's blocked by Gillen. James tries to knock it down. Neufeld spinning, whips it. And Caravello's just going to let the shot clock expire. Or it goes over and back, whichever comes first. It'll be Toronto Monarchs possession either way. And Shane Scott is there to take the ball. 14-10. That shot skips off of Crawley up into the mesh. It'll be possession for the Monarchs. 2:32 to go. The Monarchs hanging on. The exact opposite of last week when they were well behind the Paris Riverwolves. Not playing well, but Craig Wendy kept them in it. They managed to come back, play well late, and win. They started off great today, but the Shockwave have been fighting back. Here's a breakout for Atwood. Just saved by Wendy. Oh, what a huge save. He just got a bit, and they're going to call Atwood going through the crease and playing the ball. I think he's arguing that Pelkey had actually played it first. Once the other team plays it, you can then go after the ball again. You just can't be the first guy to play it after running through the crease. Teeter finds Laidlaw. He spins off a check and gives it back. Muse is on the slot, but it goes out to Seth Laidlaw. 2 on him. Lots of pressure from the Shockwave. Crawley makes the save and lobs it ahead. Johnson's going to get over center. The goaltenders come. Grant Crawley to the bench for an extra attacker. who's just getting out there now. 12 on the shot clock, Wittig. Patterson thinking about the shot, Wittig ducks, drives, yes. Oh, they're going to say crease on Wittig. He thought he had his fourth. Crawley is running back to the net. He's a veteran goaltender, and he's not exactly Matt Vince. Vince, of course, he's a teacher and fitness buff. Crawley hustling back. Got there in time that Toronto could not put one into the empty net. They lead 14-10. Trying to get a shot on the far side. Penalty coming to Toronto. Some chatting going on between LaPrade and Reed Board. One's picked up by Critch. .4 seconds. ShockWave go 6-on-4 as they've pulled Crawley, and they have the man advantage on the penalty. So they've got 5 guys down in the zone, 5-on-4 low, and a man up top. Gat tries to hit Wittig. He does. Saved by Wendy. Boy, Wendy's given up 10 goals, but again, he's been sharp. A lot of good chances for the ShockWave. There's Atwood. Just misses. Bounces almost back to him. There's Houpy. 13 seconds. They want to get one more. Behind the back pass. Doesn't connect. Wendy gets it. There's 8 seconds. They want him to take a rip at the far at the open net. He's just going to pass it out, and St. Catharines Toronto will just let it expire. 14-10, the final score. Remember, it was 7-0 at one point for Toronto. So St. Catharines did battle back. First star of the game today. 14-10 will come from the losing team, as Chris Atwood had 3 goals and 5 assists. Absolutely on fire. 8 points. Our second star of the game. Not so much for the goal and 3 assists he got, but for his overall performance in the defensive end and transition and all over the floor. Jordan Critch, one of the new acquisitions. And the third star, Craig Wendy, the goaltender, who kept the Monarchs from surrendering all of their lead. It is 14-10. That will do it for the first game today from the Tribute Community Center. I'm Steven Stamp, bringing you Arena Lacrosse League action on the JVI Sports Network.